All right. So I know some of you guys missed the Zoom call on Wednesday night. That's totally fine because I know some of you had some prior commitments, some hockey, maybe even some schoolwork. Totally get it. So I'm going to go over with everything that we covered in a little bit more detail. So some of you, I know you've been told to watch these videos again. I'm going to spend a little bit more detail trying to explain the whys of where we skate and how we skate and where we need to go to. There's a why we're going to a certain area. There's a why we're skating from the wall, not in the middle when we're chasing a forechecker, or sometimes we are in the middle and not on the wall. But why would we skate that route? Why would we do it in this fashion? So I'm going to go over this, and we're going to start with forechecking. Okay, forechecking is something that can bring momentum in your hockey games as a team. It is something that if you generate enough aggressiveness on your forecheck, you can bring in an element of physicality, steal momentum, instill some feelings of fear or intimidation to slow other teams down just with good forechecking. Sometimes you're not going to get a shot off, but if you stay aggressive more times often than not as the game develops, second period and third period, defensemen don't like going to chase pucks that you chip into the zone anymore. Why? Because they know you're aggressive and that you like to hit. This can give you the foot race to win and get more pucks to the net, but in the first and second period, you're trying to create turnovers with aggressive forechecking. Defensemen, I want you to pay attention to this as well, because you need to understand as your forwards are on a mission to get the puck back, you are holding the blue line, but in some cases, you might have to pinch on the wall. In some cases, it would be better if you didn't. So we're all going to be paying attention here. And we're going to start with a strong side breakout. Very simple. It's very direct. I'm going to put this in full screen for us here, okay? But we're going to go through a bunch of forechecking scenarios just like we practice multiple breakout scenarios. So we're going to roll this, okay? This is strong side.
The 2-1-2 forecheck is an aggressive forecheck designed to create turnovers deep in the offensive zone. If F1 is able to make contact with the puck-carrying defenseman in the corner, F3 jumps down hard on the wall to take away the support option. F2 moves from the middle of the ice to support and to be an option on a possible turnover.
All right, so very, very simple, right? Okay, but let's go through some of the why. I'll start here. I muted it, so I'm going to kind of talk over this guy. He's explaining the fundamentals, but I'm going to try and break down a little bit more. All right, so we have a strong side breakout with a defenseman trying to come up the wall. His options for a breakout pass would be to the winger or to the center in this scenario. We're not going D to D. We're not going wide rim all the way over here. No. We're going simple breakout. This is our warm-up for breakouts when we practice. Wing or center. The first three forwards that come across blue line, we have forward 1, forward 2, forward 3. We're going to shorten those in acronyms, F1, F2, F3. That's the order you're coming in to the zone across the blue line. Right now, forward 1 is below the goal line before the defenseman gets a chance to leave the goal line. His forechecking is so quick, so aggressive, so fast that he has tracked this puck and is going to make contact in the corner. Not later up here, deep in the zone. His pass options are 1 and 2. As we roll, The strong side is kind of taken away because forward 2 has filled into this area, but it's going to continue to skate into the one-on-one battle and outnumber this individual. So now we have 2 guys. When you're playing this, you're understanding that your chances are 50-50 in a one-on-one. How do you create a higher percentage of winning the puck? Add a teammate. Support started way before he picked the puck up, though. He's still moving forward as the puck is coming around the net. He's anticipating. He's watching the play. All right, he's right here. Now it's behind the net. Now he's going to take 2 extra steps. He's in line right now to take the pass away. Okay. He's going to continue to skate, though, because he's paying attention to the play. And now this defenseman is in an awkward scenario of losing the puck. He's jumping in to be the extra variable, and he's going to take this play smart to the net. Watch this. He's going to get this puck, make a quick, it's going to re-roll. Let's talk about F3 real quick. F3 is high on the circle. I don't mind if you guys cheat in a little bit. I want to contain the play in as tight of the corner as I possibly can, because when there's space, there's time. So if I can limit the amount of space by cheating in towards the dot, I'd prefer the face-off dot. I'm limiting the depth they have off of the goal line. They can only go about, 12 feet? Instead of you at the circle pushing 25. Let's close this down a little bit. But right now he's in a great position that if this puck still somehow gets to one of these 2 individuals, he is the next guy in line to apply new pressure. So if you're F3, don't get caught. Don't let me catch you. Don't let Coach Lee catch you, Coach Scott or Coach Darren catch you gliding through the neutral zone as F3 and just gliding around in no man's land. I mean, some guys are last year out here just not paying attention. Get over to support the play on the strong side for this reason. Now we have the puck. We're going to the net. This is the full play. So we've got check, pick up, watch the high guy. Puck is right there. Right there on his stick. Stay engaged. Get into the offensive zone. Then go to the net once we have the puck. Create the turnover. Create the turnover. Pick up the loose puck. Get to the net. Pretty simple, okay? Now this can all change a little bit for D-to-D passes. Okay, instead of it going up one wall, now we're using east-west plays. We're trying to go wall to wall because there's more space on this side. That would be our preference for breaking the puck out, but what happens if it's the other team? How do you run a 2-1-2 when the ice and the play is spread? I'm going to unmute.
On a D-to-D pass, the second forechecker, or F2, pressures the pass receiver. F3 reads the overpass and stays high in the zone, mirroring the play. D1 and D2 shift, but hold the blue line in case there's a turnover.
Look at that smooth pickup in the right place at the right time. Okay, let's kind of break that down a little bit. Okay. Here we go. So at the beginning, this was kind of confusing for the first time that I rewatched this. It's been years. This used to be on NHL Network when I was a kid. This was confusing when the video started, and he said that he started with F2 and then F3. You know, looking at the clip kind of zoomed in, we thought this was F1. That was a little bit confusing. If that was you, I'm going to explain this from the start way back here. This is F1. This is the original forechecker that crosses the blue line. And he is in process right now of reading the play and transitioning. But in a D-to-D pass scenario, F1, you are always going to the puck carrier no matter what. You can't create the pressure to go D-to-D unless you have someone going right at him with the threat of physical body checks and contact. F2 is now coming down aggressively, noticing that the defenseman is not in front of the net anymore. Let's go weak side post. If you see that he's peeling out, the pass hasn't been made yet, get in line to come down weak side post. If this defenseman doesn't make that pass, well then you can still curl out and be next man in. Weak side post, you see the D-to-D pass, you roll off. You are now the first forechecker in this corner. The play is switch sides. As he does here, stick on the ice. Now, the original F1, it's my lady. The original F1 is going to curl out and replace this man in the middle so that no cross-ice passes can get through. We don't want this dude gunning it with the puck. No, that cannot get through. So he's going to roll off and replace and be the new high guy. Don't get stuck over here. Some of you last year play switch side to side, never engaged to cross over. Let's get on this side of the ice now. The original F3, he's also switched from middle out to wall and is now the new support. Picks up the puck clean. We have another race to the net. So this is full speed. Look, they're in sync. And then all of a sudden, this third guy comes out of nowhere. He's scanning it now, jumps in, boom. All right, so the reverse. We don't really run this breakout as much as maybe we should. I'd like to see the breakout improve to a high level of execution in practice so we can have more time practicing reverse and so on. All right, so we're going to look at reverse. How do you forecheck a reverse?
2-1-2 reverse. If the offensive team reverses the puck, F1 stays with the original puck carrier and eliminates him as an option. On the reverse, F3 jumps hard to the pass receiver, while F2 moves across to eliminate the mid-ice option. D1 holds the line, enabling him to pinch down on the wall forward. D2 holds mid-ice, staying aware of the offside forward.
Okay, let's go over that. A little bit more tricky. You have to pay attention to detail if you're the forechecker in this scenario. 2-1-2 reverse. Okay, so we have our forecheckers breaking in, sprinting, full speed. Who's the closest person to the puck? F1. Okay, we need to get body on body and create disruption, slow him down. I don't have to knock him over. I just need to slow him down. I'm going to try and use my shoulder. I'm going to try and make a pin. Anything we can get. Wait. He just chipped the puck. And I'm already turning. And he's chipping it by me off the wall. Where do I go? In this scenario right here, do I stop and then engage in this corner? Or do I bail out? That's a good question. If you stop, you cut off all of your momentum in skating. You're going against your own body's inertia, right? It's moving right. You've got to stop that energy, then move it left on skates. That's going to tire your legs out. It's going to be a half second behind. The reason it's going to be a half second behind is because the next two forecheckers are in motion a little bit higher to angle their skates out and curl in way quicker than you ever will. They're going to get to these pucks before you. So it's best, let's wrap around the net and take this variable out and ride it out to the middle. We don't want this wing to then ice it around and us not be here to catch it. Or limit this guy out. You roll out, engage one-on-one coverage through the middle, and then come strong side and support. Watch this. I'll talk about F2 in a second, but look, we've got to get back to the middle. F1, he's coming around. Right now, he's sprinting to the high slot. When he gets about here, he can kind of tail off and become this new support and high on the circle. Yeah, the defensemen are switching. Love that. Okay, now F2. He's going to be the first new contact body checker. His F1 has turned around. He's going in the opposite direction. He's going to come back up the middle. Well, these two guys, let's help him out and move over and try to stop this play. So F2, he's going to try and make body contact. That's a big kid, so I'm glad you guys are done playing squirts. F3 is right in there. And it's kind of a 2-on-2 scenario, but we have 2, 1. Let me back it up a bit. 2. He's going to slide in and play 1 right here. I'd like him a little bit lower, like I said, closer to the dot right here. 2, 1, and 2. Look at this guy. This is smart. Defenseman. Cheat down the wall, just a little smidge if you're on the boards. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 panes of glass. Can we get down 3 panes of glass? The quicker you get to a puck out of this little scrum, look at this space to skate into a puck and shoot on net. Good grief, I could use a goal if we were down by 1 off of this. This is a smart little play. 3 panes of glass and weak side defenseman. He's there to support you because he's a little bit further behind. Don't be afraid in this scenario when there's nothing really going on to cheat down just 3 panes of glass. If he comes out at you, you can go D to D for the next shot. I don't care. But let's not stay up here on this blue line and then a puck squirt right here and us start backing out from the blue line. If you think you're going to get beat from here, you can still get out. Don't over pinch. But if you think you're going to get beat because you're lower, you can go ahead and back out. That's fine. But I'd like to see a few more of these plays right here. 8 goals this year, just off of this. Would be great. All right, we're going to keep moving. All right, this is the wheel. This one's quick.
If the offensive team wheels the puck, F1, reading his own team's defensive positioning, pursues the puck carrier either behind or in front of the net. F2 reads the wheel and jumps down from inside out, preventing the puck carrier from turning up ice. F3 reads and tracks the play, while D1 and D2 shift along the blue line and track the play as well.
This guy is doing a fantastic job. Look at how close he is to stepping on any of these individuals should the puck get to a wing or a centerman. He's not way over here or even behind the weak side post. No. He is ready to stop any breakout and be the next line of support. You see this crisscross right here, how smooth this is.
On the blue line and track the play as well.
This is applied pressure. Who cares if he's going around the net? You can't stop skating here. You have to chase him so that he doesn't back out and go to look at all this empty space. Everyone is shifting, thinking that you're going to push him into this corner. And if you bail out of a forecheck and start gliding here and he cuts up ice, now everybody else has to shift. And there's a lot of space to skate and pass. Stay on him. F2 is here. This is your support as F1. He is coming to close a wall off here. You're closing the wall off here. You're trying to create a loose puck behind the net. You pick up, you skate out for anything that can come up, just like that. Stay engaged. F3. Oh, where did he go? He's all the way over here. Let's watch him. It's just moving right across, timing it. He's analyzing. It's beautiful. That's exactly how you forecheck. How do you forecheck in the neutral zone? The speed zone, if you're an Ed Foss fan. The speed zone. How do we forecheck and break up pucks on another team's regroup? We practice regroups. How do we defend against them? 2-1-2. So this is a standard regroup. Okay, I'm going to back this up. All right, here we go. Let's listen to him.
Neutral zone 2-1-2. Contact. An aggressive forecheck to use in the neutral zone. The 2-1-2 forecheck is designed to take away the puck-carrying defenseman's options. Here, F1 quickly jumps to the puck carrier to make contact, while F3 reads and supports on the strong side. F2, having moved to take away the D-to-D pass, stays with the weak side defenseman.
Very important.
D1 and D2 maintain mid-ice position.
Very important that you, as a forward, are looking at all options on regroups. We understand that this individual has the puck. We understand that. We already have one man rushing at him. What good does it do for you to chase in and leave 15 and 16-year-old hockey players the ability to pick their head up and pass D to D right here in broad daylight? The 2-1-2 is kind of a transition between these two individuals, F2 and F3. By tagging up a defenseman, you're taking him out of the play. You are playing hockey without the puck the right way. It's forcing this individual to, well, I can't go to my buddy. I'm going to have to skate it. F3 is your next line of support. You're directly supporting the puck. You're indirectly supporting F3. F3 is going to curl out and apply the next line of pressure or pick up loose pucks. He's covering the centerman. I don't really care if the centerman goes crazy. You can still pick up loose pucks. You don't have to track the centerman, 100% of the time if they're out of position. All right, D to D pass. What happens if they still beat us? Okay, well, you're now the next new body checker. You're the next F1. It was over here. Well, it's on your side of the ice now. Pay attention. These two are tagged up. And he's roaming right here in the middle, ready to take away the pass and lay a big illegal boarding penalty. How brutal, Hockey Canada. Takes away the next pass. You're watching the defenseman's eyes. You're looking at, are they leaning on their stick about to pass? They're about to pass now. Who's it going to? Know who that is. Watch where he's looking. Read that play so you can actually make a hit as soon as he touches the puck. Because you can't just throw a kid headfirst in the boards like that. Good grief. F2, tagging up right here. F3, simple as that. Defenseman, be ready to regroup it after that. Two, 1-2 carry. Defenseman carry. How do you defend this? We are skating right here inside the dots, trying to give him a space. It's a very soft space. You're not trying to let him just go around, but you're skating in the middle, trying to angle him into an area where you can then apply a body check. And you stay in the right shadow just enough to get the body contact. Far side D has got to get out of the play. We've got to take him out. This is really simple stuff, but this is something that if you execute, you don't have to take a whole lot of skill training and private lessons to learn how to do. If you just pay attention in games, you can create more scoring chances just on positional play and being smart. So this is Coach Eves on his concept with forechecking. He is the head coach of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Badgers. That's NCAA hockey. And he's gonna run a very similar system, but I want you to understand some key points in this.
Certain schemes or systems, sometimes I get people wondering, what do we talk about? What does forecheck mean? What does D-zone coverage mean? Well, today we got a great feature with Mike Eves. He's going to walk us through some of the things that we talk about quite a bit throughout our broadcast. And today, Coach, you're an offensive guy back in the day at University of Wisconsin. We're going to talk a little bit about forecheck, aren't we?
Yes, we are. And before we get started here, we're kind of going to give you a big picture. We're going to step back here and take a look at the game of hockey. There's two ways that you could play the game in a very simple format. You play with the puck, where you stick handle, you shoot, you try to score. And then there's playing without the puck, when you're away from the puck. And there's four areas which we break down the game. We have acronyms here. Forecheck in the neutral zone, forecheck, line rush against, where we're defending a rush, and then defensive zone coverage, where we're playing in our own end. What we're going to take a look today is a forecheck. And in our scheme of things, the two big forechecks that we have are the L forecheck and the goalie forecheck. So let's take a look at the board here, and we're going to talk about the L forecheck first. So we're going to be in red here, as we're attacking the offensive blue line, and we're coming up the ice in some kind of format like this. This is F1, this is F2, and this is F3, D1, D2. And we chip the puck into the corner. This is a signal for us that we're going to go to an L forecheck. So as they go back and get the puck, and they put them in black here, they go back. Our F1, his job is to get in there and put pressure and force him to take the puck, move the puck. So he's going in there. Their other defenseman probably is going to go to the other side of the net. So it's our responsibility, our F2, Rob, to get in there and take time and space away. And if they make that pass there, we're right on top of it.
So he's already describing a 2-1-2 forecheck. They're just split. It's a spread. We have lines of support, a man on the puck always, but there's two individuals leading the forecheck. Guys, this is simple, actually, what he's saying. You don't have to be making all these crazy set plays when forechecking and playing at a high level. This is an NCAA coach, and he's writing on the board F1, F2, F3. Oh, the coach, this is beginner stuff. Well, they're still using it, so pay attention to it. F1's going to the corner. He's talking about trying to angle him to go behind the net. F2's taking away the pass. This is the beginning of our 2-1-2. I'm going to drop it off and say the last half is not where you guys are yet. But
our F3 is going to come the side that the puck is dumped in. The puck is dumped in. He's going to take that away. If they have a forward right there, we're eliminating that. Our weak side defenseman is moving up the ice. And if they have another forward here, which traditionally in hockey they do, his job is to take that option away. And I should have him in red.
All right, so that is something I disagree with for this age group. Maybe the 06's defensemen, you guys might have a little bit more freedom. Certainly don't want to put you guys in positions to get beat by telling you to overpinch. These are fantastic, very hardworking, talented, athletic individuals playing college hockey. And at that level, yeah, you are aggressive with your skating, and you have an ability to get back. That is the aggressiveness that they carry at college, is getting a fourth forechecker. I am not telling you guys the fourth forecheck. Do not put your team in a situation, defenseman, to give up odd man rushes. But I do like what he's saying, how we play with the puck, play without the puck. Understand there's more in your game to keep learning if you keep learning basic terminology and plays like this. Forecheck, line rush against. How do you defend in a 5-6 second window the rush coming through the neutral zone? How can you start to get prepared for your defensive box? Does defensive zone coverage? When you're forechecking, what's a goalie forecheck? You guys need to master chipping pucks down into a place where it'll stop, not just rim it, but somewhere it'll just land safely in here. Cross ice, if you can chip one cross ice, just land right there. Stuff like that. If you guys somehow mastered that this year, we can talk about goalie forecheck. But there's a lot that you can learn. Don't ever think that when coaches pull out chalkboards like Darren and Bailey, Coach Lee, myself, that you're getting ridiculed for not knowing fundamentals. No, we want you to master the fundamentals. We're going to keep bringing these things up now more so that you're older. So that's everything on the forecheck. I'm going to make something here real quick for face-offs.